Hey wafflers and wafflettes, Waffinator here and welcome to the Waffle Air. This episode, I'm going to bring you something a little different, and that's my experience at the Retro World Expo. So stay tuned. So, this video is going to be a little bit quicker. It's just going to be my experience at the Retro World Expo that happened last weekend of the October 15th and 16th, Oakdale Theater in Longford, Connecticut. Special thanks to Dan and Eric. I know there's other guys that helped throw it on, but those are the two that I pretty much met face to face and really worked with over the weekends. They helped make the event expo an experience that I'll never forget. They're really down to earth guys, just walking around constantly making sure everybody was having a good time. Not just for the volunteers, but for people attending it. They were just constantly making sure they could do everything in their power to make this an experience no one would forget. So, kudos to them. And it was just awesome. So not only did I get to attend the expo, but I was a volunteer. So this red shirt I'm wearing is the one that volunteers got. If you actually wanted to purchase a shirt, I think they were in blue and gray. So only the volunteers got the red shirts. So I got something no one else has. Well, the other volunteers have it, but the people that attended the show obviously don't have this shirt. I do. So go me. Anyways, would I volunteer again? In a heartbeat. It was such an experience that I'm never going to forget. But if I volunteer, I'm only going to volunteer for one day. I volunteered for both days, and I worked both days this year. Reason I say only one day is because I want to actually be able to just go as a guest and walk around with my kid. Because it was awesome seeing like little kids walking around with their parents playing video games, and just people of all ages and all generations just getting together, playing games, playing arcades, and just getting together for a giant gaming experience. So that was pretty damn cool. They had everything from cosplay to an area that they called console free play, which is where I was stationed on Saturday. It was just a giant, well, it wasn't a room, but it was just a section off the area of the first floor where it was a bunch of systems and TVs hooked up where you could just walk and play games that were set up for you. All different kinds of systems, Nintendo, Sega Saturn, the Atari Jaguar, which I'd never even heard of until this weekend. The Nintendo Virtual Boy, GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox. There's just systems of all ages set up for free for people to play, which is pretty damn cool. There was a giant room for arcades, pinball machines. They even had some live bands playing that played video game related music. So that was pretty damn cool. they had vendors of all kinds set up. Vendors of t-shirts, people that hand paint pictures, and actual video game vendors. Just a little bit of everything. Actually, one thing that I saw over the weekend that I personally am really thinking about joining and doing myself, it was called Extra Life, and it's pretty much a fundraiser, kind of like a walk for diabetes and stuff like that, but something more up my alley. And it's from what I understand, it was 24-hour live streaming for like Twitch, where you try to raise money that way. So instead of doing a walk, play video games. And you know what? It's for kids, and that's something I can get behind. So I'm going to give that a shot myself. So if you want to check them out, here's the website. And like I said, I'm really thinking about doing it myself. So keep an eye out for that, because it's a fundraiser and it's for kids. So really definitely keep an eye out for that. Obviously I caved and bought myself some stuff from some of the vendors, but that's going to be towards the end of the video. I'll show you guys what I got. Now, the two things that made this weekend really awesome, besides actually getting to attend both days as a volunteer, was meeting Video Games Monthly and Daniel Piscina. Those two things alone made this whole weekend something I'll never forget. When it came to meeting Video Games Monthly, not only did I get to meet the guys that help send these awesome boxes I get every month and open up for you guys on my YouTube channel, but I got to meet other subscribers that I actually follow on YouTube. Jonathan Poland, Game Squad, Honest Gamer. It was just pretty cool to actually meet in person other people that I watch on YouTube. So hands down, that was pretty damn cool. It was a good time. We did stupid silly pictures. I even got to have a beer with the Floyd man himself. And I even got my own Video Games Monthly shirt. A little tight. It's a large, and I'm kind of an extra large, but still, I finally got a Video Games Monthly shirt. And also, they were giving out games to subscribers and people walking by trying to get them interested. So I even got myself a copy of Toy Story 2, which I can't wait to play with the kid. So, again, meeting Video Games Monthly, Jonathan Poland, Game Squad, Honest Gamer, which they all have YouTube channels, so I'll post their links down below, but check them out. Here's Video Games Monthly's website. Make sure you go check them out. It's definitely an awesome subscription that you won't regret, and I can't wait till my November box to see what I get in that. So, kudos to them. Next, this is what really made it my weekend for me. No offense, Video Games Monthly, but it's slightly a little bit more cooler to me personally. And that was meeting Daniel Piscina. So one of the things that really made this weekend for me, that mind-blowing and something I'll never forget, is meeting Daniel Piscina. And if you have no idea who that is, he is the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke, Cybot. Did them all. He's the guy that did the the moves and stuff for the original Mortal Kombat 2, etc. Because they didn't have CGI back then, so they actually used real people or green screens, and he's the one that did all the work for them. And to me, that was just awesome because Mortal Kombat growing up was one of my favorite games. And to this day, Mortal Kombat is still one of my favorite games when it comes to fighters. So, I already had Mortal Kombat back home, but I ran around looking for a nice copy of Mortal Kombat complete in a box just to see if I can get him to autograph it. And you know what? I did. Mission successful. Not only did he sign the front saying Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke, Nub Sidebot with his autograph, he went and autographed the game saying Fight On and the manual itself. So, all 3 pieces to this game are now autographed by Daniel Piscina. So, that just made my childhood something growing up like just that much better. Like, I can't even really grasp it right now. Like, that's how excited I am that I have this. Not only did I have him, I get him autographed with this, I went and got myself a nice picture of Scorpion that he autographed for me. Why Scorpion? Scorpion was always one of my favorites and is still one of my favorites for Mortal Kombat. Scorpion is just my go-to character besides Katana for Mortal Kombat. And not only did he autograph those for me, he was just the cool, down-to-earth guy, because every time I walked by his booth, he wasn't there. He wasn't at his booth. He was out meeting people and doing cool things. Like, I remember going by the arcade room and he was doing, like, it looked like karate lessons for people with, like, styrofoam swords, like the stances and stuff. That was just cool. I remember even walking by a booth where people painted pictures. This lady had a couple pictures of the dragon from Mortal Kombat. He went and autographed those for her. That is just freaking awesome. He was just a cool, down-to-earth guy and just did a little bit of cool things on the sidelines. I remember even towards the end of the expo on Sunday night, he was just didn't even stay at his booth. He was just walking around. So I got a cool picture with him personally. And then a couple kids that were vending at a table by where I was stationed, he even went and took a picture with them. He was just, it was so cool. So that alone was probably the biggest selling point for my experience at Retro World. No offense, Video Games Monthly. I love you guys. You guys were fun to hang around with. But having an autographed copy of my favorite game.
This is the bee's knees, item 9.
This is the bee's knees for me. Anyways. So, you can't go to an expo without walking away with a little something for yourself, which I ended up caving and doing. A little something for myself. A couple months ago, I finally caved and bought an N64. They had the Atomic Green edition, which is really why I bought it, because the green one to me was the coolest one out of all of them. But the only downside, when I bought the system, it was the original gray controller that came with the black basic model. So it wasn't really a complete Atomic Gray. I mean, Atomic Green. Sorry, I didn't mean to say gray. Atomic Green, because it had the gray controller is what I meant to say. But over the weekend, I managed to get my hands on the Atomic Green controller. So now I have a complete Atomic Green N64. Nothing major, nothing super rare. But that's not why I got it. It was just to make that system complete. So to me, it was well worth it. Another pickup I did was Wolverine for Super Nintendo. Never played it. Never even had it. So, even though it's old, it's a brand new game to me, so worth every penny. I have the first game for Sega Genesis. I've never even had the second game, so now I have Earthworm Jim 2 for Super Nintendo. So now I got the first two games, one on Sega, one on Super Nintendo. Again, never played this game, so it's going to be a first for me. Hoping that I enjoy it just as much as I do the first one, which I suck at, but that's a different story. I have Sonic 2, but I didn't have Sonic 1 or Sonic 3, which now I have the first three. So, again, nothing really rare, but Sonic was one of my favorite games growing up as a kid, especially for Sega Genesis. And now I have the first three. So, yeah. Not retro, kind of still on the newer side, but got myself a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Good, very fun fighter games. I had the PlayStation Vita version. Never had the actual PlayStation version, so I can't wait to try this out. Lastly, this was probably, besides Mortal Kombat, the best thing I bought. And that was Super Smash Brothers for GameCube. Had it growing up, but didn't know it's going to be as awesome as it is today as it was back then. So I got myself another copy. And you know what? As soon as I got home, set it up and played with my kid. You know why? Because I want him to know another great classic like I did. So, yeah, Super Smash Brothers Melee. So again, nothing like super rare, but I wasn't going for rarity. I was going for stuff that actually mattered to me and stuff that I liked growing up. And you know what? That's the stuff I had growing up that I loved. And now I have it again. So, would I go to Retro World again? Yes. Am I going to volunteer again? Definitely. Well, am I going to get picked? I really, really hope so. I'm not going to volunteer for both days, though, because I definitely want to just go as a guest and bring my kid and have my kid see all the cool cosplay, because he would have loved to see the Sector and Cyrax, and he would have loved to see, you know, like the Daniel Piscina doing the Scorpion and all that, because he's a little Mortal Kombat fan because of me, but he would have loved it too. So I really can't wait to bring my kid next year, and I really can't wait for Retro World next year. So you guys should definitely go check it out, and it was worth the whole weekend, easily, hands down, worth the whole weekend. So, if you like what you see, go hit that like button, share it, make it go viral, and whatever. But most important thing, go check out the other people I mentioned in this video, because they have really cool content and cool things to offer themselves. And yeah. Till then, guys, Waffinator out.